A very good morning, everyone. I would like to introduce myself as Tejas Farooq, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department. Today I would like to discuss about power plant engineering subject, and I will be briefing you a small topic regarding introduction to power plant engineering. Why you have to study this subject is, as we know, this electric energy is a useful resource for everyone. Without this electric energy, our human life, we may be facing many problems. So, we'll have a brief introduction like where do you require this electric energy. So, when you take our homes, in our houses we require electric energy to run our ACs, to run our fans, to run our computers, etc. Similarly, you take the usage of electric energy in a hospital. In a hospital, you require the electricity to operate your surgical rooms. You require electricity to run your X-ray machines, MRI machines like this. Similarly, you require this electric energy also in industries in the following ways, like for melting of metals, to do some rolling operations, forging operations like this. So, without this electric energy, the life will be very difficult for human beings. So, before going into this presentation, let's have a look regarding how this electric sector, how it is there in India. So, in our country, India, we have almost 99% of all the towns, cities and villages are having this electric connection. And the total installed capacity is around 356 gigapascals. Oh, sorry, 356 gigawatts. And out of this 356 gigawatts, almost 80% of the energy is from fossil fuels, and around 18% of the energy is from renewable sources of energy like solar energy, wind, etc. Next, if you look at how the electric energy, how it is utilized, one can see around 41% of the energy is going for industrial consumption, and around 18% of the energy is going for agriculture consumption. Around 5% of the energy is going for commercial applications. Around 1.2% of the energy is going for railway traction consumption. To run our railway, electric railways, you need some power also. Out of this 356 gigawatts, we are using 1.2% of the energy. So, as of May 2019, 31st of the May, one can see almost 56% of the energy is derived from coal. We are using this coal and we are running our steam power plants, and we are successfully generating 56% of the energy. And again, India is having a large amount of water with us. We are having many rivers. Using these rivers, almost 14% of the energy is from hydroelectric power plants, 14%. And again, India has a good flow of wind, air. So, nearly 10% of the energy we are getting from wind energy with the help of windmills. Next, as we all know, India is almost exposed to, on each and every day, we have sun. We have a good amount of solar energy exposure. So, you can almost generate 8% of the energy with the help of solar energy. And again, India has a good amount of radioactive materials like uranium and thorium. So, you can utilize this uranium and thorium to generate some nuclear power also. And this nuclear power accounts to almost 2%. In coming years, we can expect this 2%, it may multiply 4 times also. Almost 8 to 10% of the energy one may get from nuclear energies, and remaining is from gas. You take any refinery, when you are extracting this petrol and diesel from crude oil, you will always get some natural gas. With the help of this natural gas, you can run some gas turbines and you can generate some energy from gas turbine power plants. Next, coming to this table, from this table one can see what is the per capita consumption per year in each and every state. So if you take a look at our state, Andhra Pradesh, the average per capita consumption is around 1300 kilowatt hour per year. And these are for the rest of the countries, for the rest of the states. And the average national per capita consumption is around 1100. Okay, now we'll go into the classification of our power plants. Our power plants, they are mainly classified into conventional power plants and non-conventional power plants. In conventional power plants, you can see nuclear power plants, fossil fuel power plants, hydroelectric power plants. These are the routine type of power plants by which you can generate almost most of the power which is required for India. And the remaining are some power plants from wind, solar power plants, geothermal power plants, biomass, ocean thermal power plants. Okay, now we'll have a brief discussion about what these nuclear power plants are. These nuclear power plants are nothing but these are some facilities where you will be making use of radioactive materials like uranium and thorium. These uranium and thorium materials, they are stored in a reactor, in a nuclear reactor. In this nuclear reactor, what happens is these materials, they undergo a nuclear fission process. From this nuclear fission process, one can derive a lots of heat energy. You can utilize this heat energy to boil some water. From boiling this water, you can make some steam, and using this steam, you can run some turbines. So, like this, nuclear power plants, they were in simple. So, we shall have a brief discussion regarding the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power plants. If you look at the main advantage of any nuclear power plant is the CO2 emissions or any other harmful gas emissions are very less. Because here you are not burning any coal or you are not burning any gas or diesel. So, no emissions, which is good for our atmosphere. So, no greenhouse gases. But the major disadvantage of using this nuclear power plants is always there is a risk of radioactive emissions if there is any disaster. Like if any earthquake happens and if the nuclear power plant gets damaged with this earthquake, so always there is a leak of these radioactive emissions. And one more disadvantage is once the fission process is completed, you have to dispose these nuclear materials. And again, disposal of this nuclear material is also a slightly difficult task. So there are some disadvantages, but people are slowly looking into how you can avoid these problems. So one can expect a very good future for nuclear power plants. Next, coming to the fossil fuel power plants. In these power plants, they look just like your nuclear power plants only. The only difference is instead of using radioactive materials, you will be making use of some coal, natural gas or diesels. You have to burn them in a boiler. You have to transfer this heat to some working fluids and you have to run your turbines. That is about the working. And coming to some advantages of thermal power plants, basically fossil fuel power plants, the advantage is you can construct either a very small power plant or a very large power plant more easily. The initial investment is very less. If you take a look at the nuclear power plants, they require so much of initial investment. But whereas for thermal power plants, basically fossil fuel power plants, this initial investment is very less. But these fossil fuel power plants, they have some disadvantages in the following. When you burn this coal, more harmful gases are emitted. And these gases, they may cause either some respiratory diseases, they can increase the greenhouse effect,